Colin, you said it for the Denver-Detroit game. Take these points and shove them up. Give me them J-E-T.
Oh, baby.
Jets. Money line.
No. You said it wrong. Here's how it actually goes. Jets. Suck! Before we get into today's video, guys, I just want to give a special shout out to today's sponsors, starting with Goldfine and Bowles, lawyers for the injured. Personal injury, workers' compensation, those are their two things, but any sort of legal advice, they're the people to call. Give them a phone call, 309-673-5144. Tell them we sent you, okay? And I'd also like to shout out SeatGeek for sponsoring today's video as well. Use promo code PlaybookSports on their website to get $20 off your first purchase of $30 or more. Let's get back to the video. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Playbook Sports Podcast. Coming at you guys with a Miami Dolphins recap video coming off of a Week 15 win over the New York Jets, 30-0. Absolutely dominant performance in all three phases of the game. Offense, defense, special teams, baby. Wow. What a bounce-back performance from this team. I told you guys in the preview video, years past, this is a game the Dolphins just tuck their tail between their legs, and they go out and they lose an ugly football game because their head's not in it. Tyreek Hill's not playing. Javon Holland's not playing. We lost our center. No Xavier Howard. No Deshaun Elliott. No Jerome Baker. No Robert Hunt. No Isaiah Wynn. Do I have to continue? 11 or 12 starters not playing in this football game? Didn't matter. Now we can put last year to rest, right? When the Jets beat us 40-17 with a third string quarterback in there, a 7th round rookie QB. And then when we beat them 9-6 in the finale, and everyone's like, it wouldn't have mattered if Tua played that first game, dude. Wouldn't have mattered. Are you sure? Because this year the Dolphins sweep the Jets fucking handily. 64-13 in those two games. Absolutely kicked the piss out of the Jets, and I couldn't be happier about it. Honest to God, absolutely loved what I saw yesterday. Let's talk stats and the numbers from this football game. Tua, clean game, baby. No turnovers. Third straight game, no interceptions. I haven't heard much Tua turn the ball over in a while. I don't know where you guys went. Hasn't been turning the ball over a whole lot. That's nice. 21-24, 224 yards and a touchdown. No, he didn't have the big numbers. Had a great deep ball to Jalen Waddle. Went 64 air yards, hit Jalen Waddle in stride. So the noodle arm to that can all go ahead and die because that's obviously not real. Because he hit him in stride and DJ Reed just couldn't keep up, man. Sorry about it, pal. But he was dicing him up, hitting Waddle over the middle, hitting guys over the middle. The Dolphins' offense was balanced yesterday. It was so balanced. And yes, it hurts not having Tyreek Hill on the field. Tyreek Hill is so good. I don't have to explain that. But I tell you what, when he's not out there, the Dolphins' offense can still function if they can plan for Tyreek not being out there. Obviously, if you lose a starter mid-game, your game plan has to change on the fly. But if you know, hey, there's a good shot we won't have this dude mid-game or all game at all, like, we can plan around this. And plan around this, the Dolphins did. Tua was tearing him up in the intermediate, hit Waddle on the deep ball, just played clean, didn't make a mistake. Played a clean football game. Love to see it. Raheem Mostert, 15 carries, only 42 yards, so a little bit down on the yards. The Jets have a stout defense, guys. Like, I will give them shit, as I should. They got beat by us in 2 games, 64-13. They deserve some shit. But they were able to slow down Mostert and the run game for the most part. And yeah, we're missing 3 starters on the offensive line, and Austin Jackson went out, so again, we were playing with 4 backup offensive linemen. But Mostert going 15 for 42 with 2 more touchdowns, upping his season total to 20, which breaks the Dolphins' all-time record, and we still have 3 games to go. Fantastic to see. Tough sledding again, but found the end zone twice, and you love to see that. Jalen Waddle, you were an X factor for a reason because you're a number 1 wide receiver. You're not number 2. You're a 1B to Tyreek Hill's 1A, and that's just the fact. 8 catches, 142 yards, and a touchdown. Dominant performance from him. That fake in-out when he burned DJ Reed for that deep touchdown was a thing of beauty. That route running is awesome. When he plays the Tyreek Hill role of focal point of the passing game, he's excellent. Excellent. There's no reason why he shouldn't be getting 10 targets a game. Him and Tyreek should each get 10 double-digit targets most games. Like, they are both excellent players. It's just is what it is. I called it in the game, before the game. I said, we need Jalen Waddle, and he did. Absolutely balled out. Way to go. And you could argue, Dolphins offense didn't exactly dominate this game, but the Jets do have a good defense. Again, credit to the Jets for their defense. But, man, the Dolphins defense is the one we should be talking about as being elite, as with this performance, they move into top 5 for total yards in the NFL defensively. Just behind a few good defenses again. Like they're the second best in the AFC behind the Baltimore Ravens. So the defense has been absolutely balling. Held the Jets to only 103 total yards of offense, forced 4 turnovers, and just bullied that Jets offensive line. Just absolutely bullied them. Mekhi Becton, I don't know how you're sleeping without having images of Bradley Chubb cooking you, because man, did he go crazy. Which, by the way, leads me into my defensive X factor for the Miami Dolphins, Bradley freaking Chubb. Way to respond, man. Way to respond after a boneheaded mistake in the Titans game. Coming out 3 sacks, 2 tackles for a loss, 2 forced fumbles, and he recovered one of the fumbles himself. I mean, he was just living in the Jets' backfield. That strip sack on Trevor Siemian with the Chubb chop, where he just chopped the arm and the ball just falls right to the ground. I mean, it was absolutely excellent. Played great against the run. He was causing problems all day long. It was excellent to see him come out and ball. A great game plan from Vic Fangio and this defense. They knew exactly what to do against a hot Zach Wilson, who just had a good game. Like, yeah, okay, he had a great game, but it was 0-0 at halftime. Like, you can't just box score watch the Jets, man. You have to take things with a grain of salt. And they were terrible, and we happily eliminated the Jets from the playoffs. Sorry, there will be no Aaron Rodgers. Although, I mean, why would you come back behind this offensive line? The Jets' offensive line is so bad. Bringing Rodgers back to this would be malpractice and borderline abuse, okay? He has no business behind that line. Zach Wilson's actually at least still mobile. I don't think Rodgers has that anymore, and especially coming off an Achilles injury. He's not the mobile quarterback he once may have been. He would just be either throwing the ball away out of bounds or taking sacks too. Like, that offensive line is so trash. Yeah, that felt really good, guys. I really enjoyed that game. I've enjoyed it for the last 24 hours, sitting on it, thinking on it. Great performance by the Dolphins in all 3 phases. Let's get right. All right, we've been holding out these guys that could go for a while now. Javon Holland's been held out. Robert Hunt has been being held out. We've held Chris Brooks back, another running back that can go. We held Tyreek Hill out this week, Javon Holland this week, in preparation for this stretch. This is why we've been so cautious with injuries all season. And if guys were like, I could go if I had to, but we have been holding them out. Now it's time to go. Now you've got to put everything you got into these 3 games, because this is the final stretch. This is the gauntlet. It's time to go. Cowboys, Ravens, Bills. And that, sadly, that Week 18 game could be for the division. I hope that that's not the case. I hope the Bills continue their roller coaster ride, where right now they're at the very top after beating Dallas that badly. That was ugly. And then they're about to drop off. So let's hope that happens. We don't have to sweat Week 18. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what the Bills do, because if the Dolphins handle their business these next 2 weeks, AFC East already locked up. So let's fucking go, man. What a game. I'll see you guys later this week with the Dolphins-Cowboys preview with Cephs, as this is going to be our first of back-to-back rivalry weeks here on the podcast. You're going to get a double, 2 for 1. So we're going to give you guys Dolphins and Cowboys preview video in one video, where we're going to go back and forth, talk about what we like, what we don't like, and what we expect to happen. So stay tuned for that, along with the rest of our regular Week 16 game picks. So we will see you guys in the next one.